What happens when you decide to do 100 burpees every day for a month? Sounds like a fitness nightmare, right? I thought the same thing. But here's the catch. I did it anyway. And what I learned during those 30 days will change the way you see fitness challenges forever. The first few days? Absolute torture. My body felt like it was shutting down. But as the days went on, something crazy happened. I started seeing changes. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. I couldn't believe how I went from feeling like I was dying after just a few reps to completing all 100 in less time than I thought possible. This journey wasn't just about fitness. It was about pushing past limits I didn't even know I had. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be asking yourself, could I do 100 burpees every day for a month? Let's find out. The idea seemed simple at first. 100 burpees every day for a month. I wasn't sure if I should laugh or cry. I mean, I had never attempted 100 burpees in a single session, let alone every single day for 30 days straight. But, for some strange reason, I committed. The first day, I thought I was prepared. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. Starting those first 10 reps, I felt like a champion. The adrenaline kicked in and my body moved with ease. This isn't so bad, I thought. My mind was telling me I was built for this. I breezed through the first 10, then hit rep 12, and suddenly everything changed. My lungs screamed in a protest like they were about to burst. By rep 15, I couldn't catch my breath. I felt my muscles starting to shut down, and for a second I genuinely considered stopping. But quitting, never an option, not for me. I pushed through, barely making it to rep 30, but by then, it wasn't even about completing the reps. It was about surviving. My heart was hammering like it was about to burst through my chest. My legs were shaking so much I thought they might collapse. And don't even get me started on my arms. Each push-up felt like I was trying to move mountains. I couldn't even finish all 100 reps. Not even close. I was done. But here's the thing. I didn't walk away defeated. I felt something I hadn't expected. Pride. Sure, I only managed 30 burpees, but I started. I put in the effort. That's something a lot of people never even try. I knew the next day was going to be brutal, but in that moment, I felt like I had accomplished something. That feeling was worth it. That night, I tried to sleep, but my body was wrecked. You know that kind of exhaustion that hits you like a freight train where your muscles feel like they're crying out for mercy? Yeah, that was me. But strangely, I slept better than I had in weeks. My body was telling me it needed rest, and I let it have it. That's when I realized sleep, recovery, and rest were just as important as the workout itself. I woke up the next morning, expecting to feel a little sore. Instead, it felt like my body had been hit by a truck. Every single movement was agony. Getting out of bed, impossible. Sitting on the toilet, a crisis. It was in this moment of complete misery that I realized this challenge wasn't just about physical strength. It was about mental strength. I knew I was going to have to push through. I had no choice. And that's what kept me going, even when I wasn't sure if I could do it. What I didn't know was that this wasn't just the start of the challenge. It was the start of something much bigger, something that would test me in ways I never imagined. And it was only going to get harder from here. But little did I know, the pain wasn't just a setback, it was part of the process. And soon enough, I'd learned that every drop of sweat, every sore muscle, was pushing me closer to a version of myself I never thought I could be. Day 3 arrived, and the soreness was still unbearable. My muscles ached with every move, and it felt like I had been hit by a truck. But in the back of my mind, I knew that quitting wasn't an option. If I was going to make it through this challenge, I had to push past the pain and trust the process. This wasn't just about doing 100 burpees. It was about building mental toughness, developing consistency, and learning how to push through discomfort. I started day 3 with a new strategy. Instead of trying to power through all 100 burpees at once, I broke them into smaller sets of 10. Each time I hit a set, I'd take a brief pause to catch my breath and refocus. At first, I felt the burn almost immediately, but I reminded myself that this was part of the process. As I progressed through each set, I began to notice something surprising. The pain wasn't as intense as before. Sure, I was still exhausted, but it felt different. I was beginning to learn how to pace myself, control my breathing, and power through the reps without completely draining myself. My body was adapting. By the end of the first week, I was able to do more than I expected. I could complete 70 burpees with fewer breaks, and my form was improving. Every rep felt more fluid, and I wasn't gasping for air as much. The first few days of struggling were starting to pay off. I could feel my body getting stronger, and my confidence was building. But the real breakthrough came on day 10. I completed all 100 burpees without stopping. It wasn't perfect. My push-ups were still a bit sloppy, and my jumps weren't as high as I wanted them to be, but I did it. I had reached a major milestone. I didn't just finish the 100 burpees. I did it in less time than I thought was possible. And as much as the physical achievement felt great, the mental shift was even more rewarding. I had stopped seeing burpees as a dreaded task and started viewing them as an opportunity to improve, to challenge myself, and to grow. As the days passed, I became more focused on technique. I started working on making my push-ups cleaner and my jumps more controlled. I also began to time myself, aiming to complete the 100 burpees faster without sacrificing form. The more I worked on refining my technique, the more efficient I became. Each day, I could feel my body getting stronger, and my recovery time between sets improved. The soreness that had once felt crippling started to fade faster. What once seemed like an impossible challenge was now something I could manage with confidence. By day 30, I had completed the challenge. I did 100 burpees in under 10 minutes. The results were incredible, not just physically but mentally. The endurance, discipline, and resilience I built over the past month were things I could carry with me into other areas of my life. I had proven to myself that with consistency and perseverance, I could accomplish things I never thought possible. If you've been thinking about taking on a fitness challenge like this, I encourage you to start small. Begin with just 10 burpees a day. Focus on improving your form and consistency. If you're ready to take on this challenge, leave a comment below with your goals. And don't forget to subscribe for more fitness tips and motivation. Let's crush this together.